Welcome back to Great Day Live. You know, each month we are checking out the incredible local food scene all around Kentucky with blogger and foodie Barry Goodall. Today he joins us with a look inside a long-time iconic restaurant right here in the Louisville area. We are talking about Franco's restaurant. Great to have you here, Barry.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
I mean, the history of Franco's with Jay's goes back. I mean, for people, if you're living under a rock and you've not been to those places, I mean, how do you even begin to describe the historical relevance of that restaurant?
Well, that's a good point, because I was thinking what I was going to feature this month, and being that it was Black History Month, I wanted to find a place that had a lot of good, deep roots here in the local restaurant scene. And what other place could you think better that have history than Franco's restaurant?
This is one that when people come to town, especially during Bourbon and Beyond or Kentucky Derby time, and they say, tell me a place to go where locals go, where the food is great, that's not like a touristy place. This place really kind of defines all those things.
That's exactly right.
Good home cooking.
Exactly. Southern comfort, food, and hospitality at its best.
All right, so take us inside. You and your guest.
I had a guest reviewer, Big Rodney.
Yeah, Big Rodney.
Has been a friend of mine for almost 50 years. He comes along on some of the reviews. So I was telling him that I said, we're going to commemorate Black History Month at Franco's. So he's like, oh, yeah. So he was glad to come along. And when you come in, it's cafeteria style, just like the old Jay's cafeteria, which I interviewed the owner, Dakota, and she is the daughter of late, great Frank Foster Jr., who was the originator of Jay's Cafeteria and, of course, later Franco's. But you go in cafeteria style, you pick out what you want, and there's bunches of good sides and desserts and plenty of stuff to choose from.
All right, what did you go for?
Well, first round.
You know you got to try like something that they're absolutely known for.
Well, I was in luck.
Catfish.
Because my first round, I went for the pig feet. And the collard greens. And of course, their good cornbread, which it was fantastic. For y'all that have not had pig feet, you have to give it a try. It's just full of flavor, slow cooked, and very tender, comes right off the bone. Rodney had the catfish.
Yum. How did he like that?
The catfish, they say, is the best in town. I hate to say one's better than the other, but
do it, Barry.
People say it.
Cause controversy.
I went there the first time I did a video, and people said I dropped the ball because I did not get the catfish.
You ignored the obvious.
Right.
That's what you got to try.
So I had to come back. I did a second review, and of course I started with the catfish. On round two, I went for the jack salmon, which, if you don't know what jack salmon is, some people call it whiting, but if you go there and get the jack salmon and you leave hungry, there's something wrong with you, because
how big was it?
It's bigger than my head, so that's pretty big. And also, Big Rodney had the smothered pork chops, so we had all we could eat.
So he had smothered pork chops and what else?
He had catfish and smothered pork chops, and I had pig feet and the jack salmon.
How did you all eat all that?
Well, it took us a while. We were there for a couple hours.
Right. Do you take a break and let things digest, or do you like walk around? Or
you know, I made sure that his calendar was clear that day, because we just took our time, relaxed, sat back, had a good time, talked to the locals, and of course we ended it with a great review with Miss Dakota.
Aww.
So she gives the history. So you definitely need to watch later today that full review, because Miss Dakota gives a full history going all the way back to the 1980s with her dad, Frank Foster Jr., and Jay's Cafeteria.
Oh, I love that.
Eventually evolving onto Dixie Highway with Franco's.
Right. And again, it's one of those places that you want to recommend to folks when they come to town. Where do the locals eat? Where do I get traditional Southern cuisine? That's the place.
You got clientele from the regular blue-collar working man all the way up to celebrities. Bill Clinton was there in 2016. Jerry Lewis has been there. All kinds of celebrities. When you go in there, the walls are just lined with celebrities that have been there.
Yeah, and it sounds like a place, too, that afterwards you can just hang out and talk and just relax. Nobody's chasing you off.
You know, there's one thing. It's not pretentious whatsoever. You go in there, you feel like family, and what better thing could you do to bring a community together than with some great food?
Incredible legacy there. Thank you so much. All these reviews, of course, over on your Facebook page?
That's right. You can find me on the Goodall's Country Kitchen Facebook, the Goodall's Country Kitchen YouTube, and of course on the WHS 11 app. Streams all my reviews, and as I said, later today you can get the full review, sneak preview right here on WHAS because I'm not even going to load it to my channel until later today.
Awesome. And I can't believe you're probably still full from that whole experience. That's going to last you a couple of weeks. I don't even want to know where you're going next, right?
Well, being you brought it up,
where are you going next?
I'm going to be featuring next month. I'm going to my favorite Catholic Church fish fries.
There you go.
During Lent. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, I love that. Like, I want to hear what your top best, your best.
Well, I'm going to feature my top 5.
Nice. That's tough to narrow it down to 5.
I know. But last year I did 14.
And there'll be controversy, right?
Like, of course,
because they're very protective of their fish fries.
Subjective favorites and all that stuff.
You're living the life, man.
Oh,
You're living the life.
Yes, I am. Very blessed.
Of Barry's reviews. Follow him over on Facebook. Streaming today on the WHS 11 Plus app at Goodall's Country Kitchen.